if you notice, there are no signs that say no trespassing. So I'm not breaking any laws, I don't believe. This is the state of North Carolina. I just like to stop by these places once in a while just to see what's going on. See how they're building their houses today. How are they building their houses today? Well, it has a corner like that. I'm not sure what type of clips they are. They're clips, at least. I'm not sure exactly what they did here as far as their OSB, but it looks like they ran it up and down to a certain point and then went the rest of the way up through the gable. Hello, hello. That's somewhat of a corner. I'm hoping they're going to nail something out of that. Not sure what's going here. Got some blocking, good blocking. I like that better than the last one I seen, be honest with you. That to me has been a little frugal on materials. Stand-up shower. I guess they're furring this out somewhat. I'm not sure if they're going to put anything in between here or not. I imagine they'll have to put something. Huh. What is that? What is that for? That's pretty interesting. A little styrofoam-like type stuff around the top. Pretty interesting. It must be for weatherproofing around the sheetrock. That's pretty cool. I'm not a great big fan of these blocks sideways. They do have headers. The windows have been wrapped somewhat with Tyvek, spray foamed. I have to say that so far, this is definitely one of the better ones that I've walked into. I'm sure you'll agree with me. Yeah. I like seeing solid corners and not just a 2x4 hanging here, but it's not terrible. Not terrible. Not terrible. Yeah. I don't love these. I like to have something that I can nail my sheetrock to all the way down there, but it's not terrible. Inside corners, pretty cool. Header, banded all the way to the trusses. Yeah, this isn't terrible, guys. It's not terrible. Headers, everything's good there. Look, they banded the header all the way down to that. That's good, strong, hurricane-proof stuff. Pretty cool. Hope that was actually all recording. I'm just not a fan of these blocks on the sides, but I guess that's fairly common nowadays. Another situation where they're going to have the same thing. They did put metal plates in, so they didn't have any worries about nails hitting their pipes. If you guys have been looking at my videos, and I'm sure you probably have been, that's why you're here, this has to be one of the better ones. Has to be one of the better ones. What do you think? In comparison, I think this is better. Not sure why they have OSB in that spot. Maybe the window opening wasn't the right size and they had to add a piece of 3/4 inch OSB to the bottom sill. Everything has been styrofoamed in. Yeah, good blocking. Not completely terrible. Like I say, I like outside corners. I don't like single 2x4 like that, personally. Yeah, it's not terrible though. What do you think, guys? A little bit better, right? Except for these areas. I'm not a big fan of that. But from what I understand, they do it in a lot of places. This one's kind of strange because it's got a gap. It goes here. So I'm not sure what that reason for. I mean, maybe they're going to run a piece of sheetrock all the way through here. I don't know. And then put this piece to it. Not sure about that. Never seen that before. It's insulated already, so a few things I might not be able to see. I like that. I like the 2x4s in the corners. They are also spray foamed in. I like that. I noticed that this window does not have the piece of OSB, and it's been wrapped. Waterproof flashing membrane. Yeah. I guarantee that you will like this better than some of the ones that I've been seeing. It's not terrible. Not terrible. If you've been watching my new construction videos, you'll see that I've had lots of complaints about what I've been seeing. Their corners are just strange to me. Never seen anything quite like it. Looks like the sheetrockers will have a little bit better time on this, although they're obviously going to have to add a stud here. There's not anything to nail the sheetrock to on that wall. I'm sure they'll add a stud or maybe just a piece of blocking. I don't know. Not as bad as what I expected. Definitely not the same crew on this one as it was before. Either that, they seen my videos and figured they better make them better. I don't know. And that's actually just a joke. I'm just joking about that. Yeah. All I really hate about it is them so far. This place is definitely a lot better than what I've been looking at, guys. What do you think? Not bad. But this is everywhere. A few nails they'll have to deal with here and there. But if it's me, I want that 2x4 right there on this side also, instead of these little blocks. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, I don't hate this. I just can't say that I love it. Not sure what happened here. Not sure what happened here. They might have made a cut in there or something, and I don't know. Maybe that was added. Put concrete 2 inches past frame for slider. Is that outside they're talking about? I'm not sure where they're talking about that at. Apparently it's going to be a sliding door. Yeah. Right there it is. All right, everybody. I'm going to end this video on a good note. I don't think it's terrible. What do you think? Not terrible. A whole lot better than what I looked at on some of them other videos. Good God. Let me get out of here. Well, look at all the 2x4s there. They could have used someplace else. Lord have mercy. That's a lot of 2x4s. All right, so that's about all I have to say about this one. Yeah, I wouldn't cry or complain, I don't think, about this one too bad. From what I've seen so far, I didn't see how they nailed up their OSB because it's all covered up with Tyvek. But this looks better than a few that I've seen. What do you think, guys? The only thing that I think is a little bit ridiculous is they have the shingles on this thing already. And there's no drip edge. And they have a piece of OSB hanging past the edge of the roof, so a drip edge is not going to be very easily put there. But why is there no drip edge? I do not know why. Maybe that's just the way they wanted it. Windows are wrapped. Pretty good. It's a slab house, by the way. This is not anything but a slab house. I'm not sure what they got going on right there. Oh. Look how low the fascia board is right there. Huh. That's destroyed. Pretty bad piece right there. I guess they're gonna leave it though. I'm sure they're not gonna take it out at this point. Definitely not right. It looks like they got 5/8 plywood on the roof. 5/8. I have no idea what's going on there. Not bad, guys. I'm not gonna complain. Thanks for stopping by and watching. Big development being built down through here. I'm gonna stop by a couple of them, see what I see. Be watching.